Hello students, we have completed our first chapter, Matter in Our Surroundings. Today students will discuss few important questions which are generally asked in examinations. And the first question is, how will you show the presence of water vapor in the air? So students, we can answer it as the presence of water vapor in air can be shown by the following experiment. And for this, we take a steel tumbler and put some well crushed ice into it. Wipe the tumbler from outside with a piece of clean dry cloth so as to make it outer surface completely dry. Allow the ice containing steel tumbler to stand undisturbed for about 5 minutes. A large number of tiny drops of water appear on the outer surface of a steel tumbler, and this happens as the air around the steel tumbler contains water vapor in it. When these water vapor come in contact with the cold outer outside surface of steel tumbler, they condense to form tiny drops of liquid water. And so, the formation of drops of water on the outside surface of a tumbler containing crushed ice shows the presence of water vapor in air. The next question is, what are the characteristics of the particles of matter? The students, the answer of this question we can write is, the important characteristics of the particles of matter are the following. Number one, the particles of matter are very, very small. Number two, the particles of matter have spaces between them. Number three, the particles of matter are constantly moving. Number four, the particles of matter attract one another. Question is, how will you show the particles of matter have spaces between them? This can be answered as, the spaces between the particles of matter can be shown by performing the following experiment by using water and sugar. We take about 100 ml of water in a beaker and mark the level of water in the beaker with a marking pen. Also take 50 grams of sugar. Now add 50 grams of sugar in water in the beaker. Dissolve the sugar by stirring it with a glass rod. When all the sugar has dissolved, we get a sugar solution. Let's look at the level of the sugar solution in the beaker. We will find that the level of the sugar solution in the beaker is at the same mark where water level was initially in the beaker. This means that even after dissolving 50 grams of sugar in 100 ml of water, the volume has not increased. This one we can explain as, when sugar is dissolved in water, its crystals separate into very fine particles, and these particles of sugar go into the spaces between the various particles of water, due to which there is no change in the volume of water on dissolving sugar in it. The fact that there is no change in the volume on dissolving sugar in water tells us that there are spaces between the particles of water, and these spaces accommodate the sugar particles. And this also gives us another conclusion that the particles in water are not tightly packed, they are somewhat loose, having spaces between them. The next question is, how will you show the particles of matter are constantly moving? The best evidence that particles of matter are constantly moving comes from the studies of diffusion and Brownian motion. But this one also can be described with the help of an experiment, and we will describe the diffusion of copper sulfate into water. Copper sulfate crystals are blue in color. When a few crystals of copper sulfate are placed at the bottom of the beaker containing water, Then water in the whole beaker turns blue slowly. This can be explained on the basis of motion of copper sulfate particles and water particles as follows. The crystals of copper sulfate dissolve in a little of water around them to form fine particles of copper sulfate in solution. Now, the particles of copper sulfate in solution are in motion and the particles of clear water are also moving. Due to the motion of their particles, the blue copper sulfate particles is in solution move upwards in the beaker and the colorless water particles move downwards and mix with each other. This is called diffusion, and this diffusion of copper sulfate particles and water particles into each other goes on until the whole water turns blue. Thus, the spreading of blue color of copper sulfate crystal in water is due to the movement of both copper sulfate particles as well as water particles. The next question is why the smell of hot sizzling food reaches you several meters away, but to get the smell from cold food, you have to go too close. Its answer we can write as the smell of food reaches us by the process of diffusion of gases into the air. The rate of diffusion of hot gases into air is faster than that of cool gases. So the smell of hot sizzling food reaches us quickly, even when we are several meters away, because the rate of diffusion of hot gases is much faster than the rate of diffusion of cold gases released by the cold food. Thank you, students.